Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fishing the West. I'm your host John B, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I haven't been uploading very much, I haven't been very consistently uploading, so I've decided in order for me to get a video out there, at least one video out there every week, I'm going to come up with a little bit of a pattern here. So what I'm going to do every week from now on, up until pretty much the fishing season starts, is I'm going to be doing a lure or a brand name lure for the day. So today I'm going to start with a certain type of lure, then maybe next week I'll do a different one, different company, completely different style of bait, and I'll just share my thoughts on it, I'll review it, I'll give my truly honest opinion, regardless of whether or not I'm sponsored or not sponsored by these baits. The majority of them I won't be sponsored by, I won't have any affiliation with. So I'm going to get started with one bait that I've just gotten my hands on and is pretty new out there. Some speculation has been going on as to whether or not this bait's going to be really good because of how inexpensive it is. So the first one that I start off with is the Evolve Soul 5 Rovermax. Now everyone knows that I love using Evolve baits. I love using their compact craws, their fluid worms. They've got a variety of soft baits, but now they're getting into the hard bait game. So the bait that I want to focus on today is the brand new Rovermax 110. And this bait is probably one of my favorites out of the entire line of the Soul 5 hard baits that Evolve is making right now. Now you may think this kind of surprising because you really don't think of as a stick bait as being someone's favorite bait. You've got like a lot to choose from. I think they've got a square bill in there, and then they've got a medium diver in there, and they got a jerk bait. They've got a whole variety, but out of all of them, because I've got all the baits and I've used them all, this is by far my favorite, and this is by far the most productive one that I've used. And I've thrown them all equally, same lakes, same time of year, but as it starts getting a little bit colder, I like throwing topwater, and that's a lot of people do like throwing the topwater. So I'm gonna show you this bait right now, and I'm gonna show you just a few clips and vids and pictures here and there of some of the success I've had on this. First of all, I'm really satisfied with the quality of the bait. I think it's a very durable bait. Hook rashes are very minimal on this thing. It's very hard to tell that there's even hook rashes on this thing. I've used the heck out of this thing, honestly. And with these hooks being so sharp, hook rashes should be apparent and should be present on a bait, especially a hard bait too. So that's my first initial comment on this bait, is hook rashes aren't as bad as they'd seem. Very durable paint on them. With it being a chrome bait, I expected it to kind of chip here and there. I've thrown it up on rocks, thrown it up on lots of stuff, and the really only apparent chip is on the bottom, and it's really not even that bad in the first place. So I'd say I'd give it a 9 out of 10 as far as the paint job goes. It's very durable paint. I like the paint jobs this one comes into. This bait, these Soul 5 lines have really awesome paint jobs. And I actually like this one specific, this chrome on black back and with a little bit of orange belly. This is a really awesome color. I mainly fish murky water spots, so this really stands out when I'm fishing some murky water lakes, and it's an awesome little bait. Also really satisfied with the durability of the eyes. The eyes are still in contact. The eyes are actually even a little scratched up. So before the eye is even falling out, it's still getting scratched up. And I mean, there's no doubt that this thing should be scratched up. If your bait isn't scratched up, you're not fishing it. Honestly, you're fishing it in not the right spots. So of course, a very durable bait, and I'm really satisfied with the paint job. It's got a nice coat to it. Onto the hooks, I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10 on the hooks. The stock hooks actually aren't that bad. I mean, stock hooks for bait, usually I give like a 7 out of 10, like a 6 out of 10, just because they're stock hooks. Usually they're not that good. The only one that really gave me a problem was the back one, and it's a little bit bent, but I bent it back in place, and it really didn't bother the hook at all. It's not really loose since then. So hooks are really good. I like the fact that it comes with 3 trebles, very double, very sharp. These are really sticky hooks, and I'm really satisfied with the hookup ratio of this bait. I think I've missed one fish, and it was partially my fault. Moving on to the action of this bait, I don't have any video of the action, unfortunately, but from my word to you guys, this is like a 9 out of 10 as far as a walk style bait, a spook style of bait. It's got a really nice tight action, and if you want it to go wide, you can make it do so just by giving it a quick jerk and letting it slide all over to the left or the right. It's a very awesome bait. It's one of those topwater baits that can really cause a reaction strike if you're using it in brush or any type of timber or anything like that. Perfect fall bait, honestly. I love throwing poppers and hard baits on top of the water in fall, but this is this right here has been all I've been throwing. I haven't even picked up a popper or even like a frog if I find some, you know, leftover grass. This has been my go-to bait. I've been throwing it in and around pads, working it in those creases and stuff like that. Really awesome bait, very versatile, and I was really surprised because it's such a big bait. It's so big. I thought it would take a lot of action to work. Very little action. I'll use like a 7-foot rod, a 6.5 foot even, and usually I'm using fiberglass or something like a medium action rod, very light rod, and this thing works really well with that setup. And I don't like using really heavy equipment when I'm topwater fishing, so this really complements my equipment, the line I use, and everything else. It's an all-around great bait. The design is awesome. If you notice, it may look like a regular spook bait at first glance, but then it's got this little round area right here, and what that does is it allows that water to pass through. It's almost like a little, it's hard to explain, like a little eyeball, an unpainted eyeball under there, and it looks kind of like an eyeball, the shape does, and what it does is it allows that water to pass in between the bait on all sides of the bait. It really allows for an easy glide and an easy walk. So I really like that too. I think it adds a little bit of the weight too, so once you bring it down, kind of makes a little splashy noise too. I've got this bait to spit too. It's not really designed for that, but I've got it to spit a little bit. Very awesome bait. I'm very satisfied with this. I like the gill design in here. The eyes are perfect. Everything matches. Everything is really good. And the big kickers, it's $7.29. I mean, that's awesome for a bait that comes in clear coats and also some ghost patterns as well. $7.29 is a freaking steal, especially nowadays when baits are so expensive and you're looking for a top-notch bait that you can get at a very good price. Really awesome. Really satisfied with the Soul 5, and I think I'm going to be doing some more reviews on the Soul 5 line later on, but I just want to really initially do this one because it's been working out really good this fall. And if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a couple links in the below. And if you guys also have any suggestions for baits that you want me to review, either A, suggest them in the comment section below or send me a personal message, or B, if you have your own company out there, you know, if you're just getting started, you got some plastics, you know, you're out there in the garage pouring some baits, want to send them on over, yeah, please do, and I'll review them for you, and I'll make a daily review, a weekly review. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time on Fishing Midwest.